Don't you love video game patches, my dear viewers? Patches always add new things, they change the way certain mechanics work in-game right now, and they can even add unexpected things. In the patch notes for this recent patch, they mention things like letting Silksong go through top scene exits. What they don't mention at all is that they changed how Rune Rage works in Silksong. Normally, in the past, Rune Rage would function as any other skill. It would take 4 pips of soak to use. However, Rune Rage made it so that if you ever got hit while casting it, it would take away all of your soak, much like a bind. And they removed that in this patch. They said it was a minor change, but I think it's pretty major. As you should know at this point, being hit while binding is probably the worst feeling in the world, especially when you have a full bar of silk. You get no healing and it goes down to 0. Being hit while rune raging isn't the same because you don't lose healing, you just lose an attack, but it costs less silk. So if you only used 4 silk out of your max bar and you lost it all in the patch, let's just say it was absolutely devastating and unnecessary. I guess when this game came out, Team Cherry just thought Rune Rage was going to be absolutely busted and they had to do everything in their power to nerf it, only to then learn that it is the worst silk skill in the game by far. Much to my dismay, because I love it. But as things tend to go with Team Cherry, whenever they make a tiny, minuscule change to a mechanic, it ends up making glitches and ruining other things. So now, if you Rune Rage and try to Rune Rage again while using the cloak, the Drifter's Cloak, this is the state you get into. Yep, you will permanently be able to see Hornet in her floating animation while just moving on the ground. And by permanently, I just mean if you don't do anything that breaks the animation. There are a lot of things that break this animation, but fortunately, things like attacking with your needle don't. Even pogoing doesn't remove this animation. But it's very easy to get out of it. Basically, you can just dash and it's gone. And that makes me sad. I want this to be a permanent cosmetic change. This shouldn't even be a glitch. This should be a feature. Now that I've seen it, I want it in the game. And more than just being a funny cosmetic glitch, I happened to learn through testing that it is possibly one of the most broken things Team Cherry has ever added to this video game. But before I explain why, I should probably go through the caveats with this glitch. One of them, obviously, you need Rune Rage, and that means you need to have double jump and everything else to access First Sinner. The glitch does not persist between rooms. The second you leave the room you're in, you lose the perma-floating state. And also, you must at least have the soak to cast Rune Rage twice to pull this off. And of course, the Drifter's Cloak, but I assume if you're fighting First Sinner, you've already probably gotten the Drifter's Cloak, unless you're doing some kind of challenge run. But the crazy thing about being in this state, where the drifting animation it doesn't end, is that it resets your jumping ability. And more than just reset it, it basically removes the cap on jumping entirely. So you can do fade down, and then you can just proceed to jump to your heart's content all around Pharloom. This is Act 2, remember? You can get to First Sinner in Act 2, so this is not only is it more controllable than Silksong, it lets you go to places that you would normally need Silksong for without having Silksong. You can still attack things too, you can put Hornet in this very funny looking state. I don't want to downplay how hilarious this is as a glitch and how much it's just great because it's funny, but it's got great potential for use as well. And anytime you want to reactivate it, it is very simple. You just double jump, use Rune Rage, float, and then spam the spell button. And it pushes you down to the ground and immediately gets you back into this state where you can just ignore the laws of gravity and float using Hornet's Mary Poppins parasol. Yes, this has a great deal of uses, dear viewers. And you want to see an easy one and one of my favorites? How about we skip the entire platforming challenge of Act 2? You know, the one that is really annoying and tedious because if you come here without Fade Down Cloak or without a ton of silk, you just have to stall a ton by pogoing off of gears. We don't even have to think about that. This is the turn your brain off, have fun, no clip mode of the game that you can do just because Team Cherry wanted to slightly tweak Rune Rage. I just adore how many of these patches just absolutely brick everything open. The whole reason we got Pogo storage in the first place is because Team Cherry patched out the double damage dealt by the worms and blasted steps, so this isn't even news. And, more than just not being a new thing, this glitch is so crazy that it does even more than give you infinite jumps. Yeah, this second effect is really strange, and just to show off how strange it is, I'm going to show you some baseline numbers. So, when I attack a Grand Reed, my classic training dummy, I deal 17 damage with my current level of needle. And since I'm on Hunter's Crest, eventually it'll go up to 22, but that should be consistent as well. The way Silksong works is there really isn't a damage variation. Every hit you do should deal the exact same damage as every other hit if all other factors are equal. However, once I activate this glitch, it is different. And I had to come back with more silk because I realized I didn't have enough for 2 casts. But once you activate this glitch, instead of dealing the standard 17 damage, and trust me, this is with all other equipment exactly the same. I literally just ran off the screen and ran back. You deal 18 now. And I saw this happen and I was like, what the heck is happening in this video game? How are you telling me that some random glitch modifying Rune Rage and just simply removing its ability to take away all of your silk affects your damage when you activate this glitch with it? I just don't understand. And the glitch is off now, and I'm back to 22, or without the buff, I'm back to 17. So yeah, I got like a 5% damage buff just by activating that glitch. It's massive, I know. The Barb Bracelet can't even handle, the Barb Bracelet is 20%, so basically it's just way better than this, but still, 5%. And all you have to give up in order to get 5% damage is your ability to use the dash, your ability to get hit ever, because getting hit removes this glitch state, and, you know, just any dodging and mobility skills in the game for 5% more damage. Who would ever give up on that? And of course you have the ability to infinitely jump, but I'm sorry to say infinitely jumping is a traversally useful ability, pretty bad when it comes to combat. But hey, my dear viewers, this glitch is not over yet. I am not lying when I'm saying this is the craziest glitch Team Cherry has ever added to their game, and I want to explore it all with you. More damage and movement abilities are always great, but there's always something missing when it comes to these new discoveries. The friends we've made along the way. No matter what glitches we found, we have never found a way to truly bring Pilby back from the dead. This is a playthrough where it's already happened. I can't rewind the clock and make sure that that Skull Tyrant never came and killed him in the first place. At least, I haven't been able to for the long 6 months since this game came out. And yet, I thought, if this glitch is so powerful, maybe Team Cherry has finally managed to glitch their way into reversing the death of beloved NPCs. And look at that, ladies and gentlemen. The most impactful glitch in Hollow Knight Silksong's history. The ability to float around like Mary Poppins revives Pilby. It lets you hear his wonderful singing voice again, and maybe it will bring us to the true ending that's always been hidden in Hollow Knight Silksong. When I consider the many tragedies in Silksong, Pilby's death is one of them. But this room in the Blasted Steppes is probably home to the worst of them all. Not only does Lumble the Lucky die, but when you come here in Act 3, Garmond and Zaza are lost. Garmond at least, and Zaza stays with him forever afterwards. And there is no way that is known right now to fix this problem. However, maybe with just enough power, with enough new patches, with enough new glitches, we will be able to bring them all back to save everyone in Pharloom. And maybe Team Cherry has finally given us that chance with this new glitch. And what else can I say other than they've done it? They've finally produced the good ending in a generic, unremarkable content patch that it was only known for the Silksong new abilities and I guess the Rune Rage patch. They have given us the true ending to Hollow Knight Silksong. And now that I've gotten all my emotions out of the way, I think it's time to confirm that yes, this is an April Fool's video. Surprise! yeah, I did want to genuinely cover the glitch that comes with the Rune Rage, because this patch truly did give Rune Rage the ability to make you float like Mary Poppins and just run around in that form, but sadly, it doesn't really seem to do much else. That may change in the future with more testing, but as of right now, it doesn't do any of the things I mentioned in this video. It can't let you infinite jump, it doesn't affect your damage, and amazingly, it can't revive everyone around you. But because it's April Fool's Day, maybe we can just relish in the idea of this glitch being this powerful. The idea of having all these NPCs in one place, together, alive all at the same time, all in the same place, and not locked to any one thing, except for Loam, who's I guess going to keep running forever even though there's no treadmill in here. Well, thank you everyone for listening to this cacophony of voices, for joining me on this journey, and hey, happy April Fool's Day everyone, I hope you enjoyed.